some information about a little known plum variety found in Britain, believed by many to be a native species and a sort of forefather species that was very popular in medieval times, particularly in Tudor times, but also used by the Victorians for harvest festivals. At the centre of the harvest festival will be a pie made from this plum. And it's called, I'll just bring you up there, a Bullace, spelled B-U-L-L-A-C-E. And as you can see, it has a slight bloom on it. Here are the seeds. Well, it has stones, and I've actually managed to crack one of the stones open. I use a little vice, but if you look at that, it's sort of about twice as large as a sloe. And also, unusually for a plum, this doesn't actually become ripe to eat until October. So these were picked last week from a hedgerow I found in the county of England where I live, in Nottinghamshire. And they would have been used for culinary purposes all way back. So this plant has been around for millennia in the UK. So it's classified as a native plum. Other interesting facts about this plum variety, which is called a Bullace. Its scientific name is Prunus insititia, and as you can see, it seems to have a bloom on it, much as you see on grapes. Some people have said it's not a true species in its own right, and they think it's a cross between a sloe and a cherry plum. And it does come in different colours as well. And this is obviously the beautiful dark variety. Some people say it comes in white and yellow and even green varieties. And obviously cultivated, as I said. But basically, there is a school of thought that it is a native species, and actually a truly native species of British plum. Left to its own devices, this can create a hedging plant, and it was used as such, and of course it would be popular then to use as a nesting site for birds, hence its value within British hedgerows. Also, of course, if left on its own, it can grow into a tree, and the heights, I found out, people say it can grow up to 8 meters tall, but of course you can contain it in a garden or on your allotment. So here in the UK, these can be found growing in the wild, but you'll have to keep your eyes out because the population of these may well be dwindling. They can grow up to 8 meters tall, and were originally part of hedgerows and were cultivated by the Tudors. Okay, so very important historically. So on the left is the actual fruit, which I said doesn't ripen until October. We're now second week of October, and it's only just ripe for eating. That's what's found inside the fruit is the stone, which is found in plum fruits in Prunus species, and then I've used my little vice and safety glasses to get the seed out. So I'm collecting the seeds, as you can imagine. I'll keep them in my fridge, I'll put some in the freezer and plant them out next spring, and I'll let you know how the germination goes of them. I'd like to grow some of my own Bullaces, just as the Tudors did. This is how I would advise you get the seeds out of a Bullace stone, which is a Prunus species, i.e. member of the plum family. I use a very small vice because the nutcracker isn't small enough to get at this stone fruit. And I also, as you note, have my safety glasses on because obviously it can fly everywhere, best done outside. This is one of the softer ones, and it's well into October now, towards the end of the second week of October. It is very much a plum. Not over sweet. Very crisp and tangy, but it is edible. And it is said that if you wait until now, until the middle of October, they may be eaten raw. But obviously many people cook them. Obviously they have lots of stones, so bear that in mind if you do grow them. But they are very hardy and also prolific croppers because they're self-fertile. but don't choke on the stones. So perhaps you'll find some space on your plot or in your garden to grow one of these beautiful native varieties of plums. Very compact. Look out for them in hedgerows near you. And I only picked a few of them. Of course the birds will eat the rest of them, blackbirds, song thrushes and the like. And it's always a delight to find something wild that can be transferred to the culinary side of your life. If you crack open the stones, use safety glasses. Probably a little vice, a tiny little vice is better than a nutcracker because they're very small stones. I found my nutcrackers couldn't get at these. And I don't know whether they germinate well from the actual stones because they've got to break out, so I always get the seeds out. That's it for me today. I hope that's been of interest to you. The Bullace, a plum variety, heavy cropping, small plums, but not ready till October, so a delight to be had in autumn.